Wonderful. Thank you so much to the Recycle Florida Today team, as well as great job to all of the presenters. It's a little challenging following all these great presentations and hearing about these great programs from both the governmental side as well as the nonprofit side. So my name is Jennifer Baugher. I'm our sustainability manager here at Coca-Cola Beverages Florida. And let's get started. All right, so I would be remiss if I didn't talk a little bit about who we are as an organization. So as Stephanie said, we are a family-owned business, a minority business enterprise. We operate in 47 counties in the state of Florida out of 17 territories. We sell over 100 million cases of beverages every year, just under 5,000 associates working for us directly. And some of the main things that we are focused on through creating shared value include education, economic empowerment, and of course, sustainability. So through sustainability, we focus on 4 key areas. First off, recycling, water stewardship, and then resiliency and litter and waste reduction. For this program, we're focusing on both the recycling and the litter and waste reduction areas. So a couple of programs under recycling and that we're engaged with include, first is this World Without Waste initiative, along with the Coca-Cola Company and the bottling system. We're looking to make our packaging 100% recyclable globally by 2025. Here in the US and in North America, we do a pretty great job of that, as over 98% of our packages are fully recyclable. But another key goal is to use at least 50% recycled material in all of our packaging by 2030. To do so, we look to collect and recycle a bottle or can for everyone that we sell. But also, we're looking to work together both locally and globally for promoting a debris-free environment. And under litter and waste reduction, one of our goals is to certify by a third party all of our manufacturing facilities as zero waste to landfill. Our third-party partner for this is Green Circle Certified. We're starting with our 4 manufacturing and production facilities, including Tampa, Broward, Orlando, and Jacksonville. And in 2019, our Tampa facility was the first global Coca-Cola facility to be certified by a third party as zero waste to landfill, which was extremely important for us as a local bottler. So now into our RFTES project. Coke Florida's Environment, Health, Safety, and Sustainability team has always had a central focus on commercial recycling. So through this program, as you can see, a few bullet points of the overview of what we will be going over in this deck. They're all details of our internal program, including commercial recycling best practices. We found that there are several resources available to companies that are looking to improve or expand upon their commercial recycling programs. However, very few offer detailed workstream maps, processes, and/or training for those responsible for a successful program. Our hope is that by sharing the solutions that have worked for us, we can help other companies on their journey towards a successful commercial recycling program. Why exactly do we want to focus on recycling? Coke Florida recognizes its role as a leader in the community to set forth environmental policies and promote responsible stewardship of our natural resources. The overall purpose of developing a recycling policy is to set forth standards and organizational processes aimed at waste minimization, recycling, and diversion of recyclable materials from the landfills. I have a question for everyone. So who is responsible for proper recycling at work? The answer is everyone. All departments that generate waste at Coke Florida should make waste minimization and recycling a top priority and an integral component of their daily operations. Each department shall consider the life cycle costs and environmental impacts associated with purchases and are encouraged to purchase items with recycled content and minimal wastes and packaging as possible. Our waste managing policy, as well as our recycling standards, follow the EPA's Sustainable Materials Management Hierarchy, as you can see on the right-hand side. And starting with source reduction and reuse is our most preferred method of managing waste. Two ways that we can ensure that we have a quality and a safe process is through our integrated management system as well as our core standards. Each of these have internal reporting, accountability, compliance, and risk management implications. They are integral for each of our corporate responsibilities, which includes waste managing and recycling. Our IMS system, or integrated management system, involves the management of safety and quality at every level of the organization, including suppliers, production, customers, and more. This allows Coke Florida to achieve increased customer satisfaction and continuously improve the quality of our products. Teamwork is also imperative throughout every step in the production process. IMS practices can also increase customer involvement through customer feedback. Altogether, the IMS system reduces waste and costs and can provide a competitive advantage. So the next way we manage quality and safety is through the core standards. Core standards are Coca-Cola operating requirements, which define the policies and standards for managing safety, environment, and quality throughout our operations. To guide us in working towards a safe and zero incident work environment for our associates, CORE defines a rigorous set of operational controls to manage known risks. These controls generally align with top global requirements and consensus standards. And as of 2015, unannounced audits have become routine at Coca-Cola's bottling operations with very few exceptions. As you can see in the graphic, we also use and follow standards from the International Organization for Standardization, or ISO. And here you can see some of our recycling streams at our facilities. At facilities that accept single stream recycling, those include paper, cardboard, plastic containers, aluminum cans, and glass where acceptable. But our recycling operations also include alternate recycling streams. So in the facilities that have these alternate recycling streams, every associate and facility shall recycle the materials as our current recycling streams allow. So what is process mapping exactly? And you can see on the left-hand side, process mapping, it's performed by teams of subject matter experts that gather to draw step-by-step diagrams to document how our day-to-day work is processed. There are many advanced process development tools available online, some of which we use as well. And they're often used by consultants and business professionals to capture the current state of business operations in preparation for business improvement initiatives. You can see an example of that on the right-hand side here. But why it's important is because commercial recycling, we found, can become very difficult to manage, especially when you have a lot of different alternate recycling streams, which all need collection and segregation. Process mapping can help organizations eliminate confusion amongst associates, which then leads to increased quality and productivity. Many roles are responsible for the overall success. That includes our EHSS managers, plant managers, management system facilitators, inventory and maintenance managers, as well as each of their respective teams. Here we have two processes. This is the first one, it's our waste managing process. In the red bucket, you'll see that there's an input. So the input is, we have a waste at our facility and we need to manage it. So what is the first thing we're going to do? As you can see on the left-hand side, there is a process ownership as well. Each of these individuals is responsible for the entire process. However, whatever owner is closest to that step horizontally is going to have the main stake for that process step. So the first thing you'll do is you're going to identify and document the waste stream. Also, we have a risk assessment and characterization of each waste stream. Now we have a question. So can the waste be identified or characterized? If no, you're going to need to refer to the material SDS, safety data sheets, or send waste to an appropriate third party and document it. If yes, then identify it and move forward. Now, can the waste stream be eliminated? If the answer is yes, then our output is eliminate that waste stream or replace with a sustainable option. If no, if we have to continue purchasing this waste stream and using it, then you move forward into the next step in the process. And that is can the waste stream be segregated and recycled? If yes, then you're going to refer to the next process, which is on the next slide, which is recycling at facilities. If no, you'll move forward, and along the way, we have training for all of our associates that handle waste or come in contact with waste. And so through that training, you'll be able to determine the actual waste stream and disposal methods. So there's a few different types of waste: non-hazardous, universal, lab waste, and hazardous and regulated waste. You'll be able to segregate each of these within the facility, manage and store, and then use a waste vendor that is approved. So our next process is recycling at facilities. So this builds upon our waste managing process. So now you've determined that your waste is recyclable. So you're going to need to confirm the collection that exists for that specific recyclable. So can that waste be identified? Again, if no, then we'll need to eliminate the waste stream or replace with another option. If yes, then can the waste be reused in the facility or in the community? And if the answer is yes, then we want to be able to reuse the recyclable waste either within our facility or donate it to someone who can reuse it. And as we saw in the EPA, or the Environmental Protection Agency's waste management hierarchy, reuse comes before recycle and recover. So now, if we cannot reuse that waste, we're going to need to consolidate it in each recycling stream. So we have baled wastes or loose materials, which are all listed here. We're going to then load each collection stream onto a trailer or a segregated dumpster on the site. We're going to need to determine which waste vendor is used for that recyclable, then confirm, document, and record the quality of the collection stream, contact the hauler when the load is full, and our output for the recycling at facilities process is to have that recyclable collected by an approved hauler, and that hauler has to follow the sustainable materials management hierarchy. So next up is our standardized labels and signage. So consistency is key amongst a recycling program. As I've mentioned previously, Cook Florida has vigorous goals to meet zero waste to landfill at all of our manufacturing facilities. To meet our goals, standardized recycling infrastructure throughout our facilities is necessary to ensure that all wastes go in the correct place. Because recycling is an integral part of our sustainability strategy, and our associates and visitors are required to always recycle at our facilities, following a process such as this is very important. This list here for our facilities recycling program does not include our hazardous or universal wastes, as these regulated wastes follow specific guidelines and labeling per their appropriate procedures. But there's something that's also really unique about our labels and signage. According to the most recent US Census data available, 29% of Florida households report that they sometimes or always speak a language other than English at home. The most common second language spoken in Florida is Spanish. And by providing a translation in Spanish on every single one of our recycling bins, and also having our recycling infrastructure reflect that language, we can have more clarity and benefit from increased inclusion in our facility recycling programs. So next up is the infrastructure and design of our programs. Each facility that we have, they have the autonomy to use their budgets on new improvements and infrastructure given their specific needs. So if that facility needs brand new recycling infrastructure, one great option we found is Brute by Rubbermaid. And they sell, as you can see, an assortment of different colored bins. However, most of our facilities choose to reuse 35 and 55 gallon syrup barrels for recycling. To do so, a designated associate it safely removes the top of the syrup barrel using the required personal protective equipment, and these barrels also will then require a lid and a standardized label. Both the Brute new bins as well as the upcycled bins are going to require a standardized label as the one shown on the upcycled syrup barrel. In conclusion, we need to help our employees realize our recycling goals. And there's two ways that we can do that. The first is through training. Coke Florida has nearly 30 environment, health, safety, and sustainability policies. And for each of those, we have corresponding routine training through an online learning management system. EHSS training in every industry, including ours, is often developed and administered to teach about safety procedures and or meet a regulatory need. It's not very often that training is specifically developed to meet a company's sustainability goal. We're proud and excited to offer routine training on all of our sustainability key focus areas, including recycling, water stewardship, resiliency, and litter and waste reduction. The LMS training available to our associates covers basic concepts and best practices for recycling at work and at home. Lastly, engagement certainly does look different today than it did in 2019, but our commitment remains. Recycling is immensely important to Coke Florida, both at work and at home. During April of 2020, we celebrated Earth Day during a strange time, as a global health crisis was amongst us. Typically, Coke Florida associates would engage in cleanups and sustainability initiatives throughout the state. But because this was not an option in April, we provided online Earth Day toolkits and an interactive webinar and encouraged our associates and their families to post photos of proper recycling at home on our internal social media channel. We're excited to continue planning more engagement opportunities for our associates and their families at home, and are currently looking into options for International Coastal Cleanup Day throughout the month of September, as well as America Recycles Day in November. And that is all I have. Thank you again. My name is Jennifer Baugher. I am speaking on behalf of our great organization, Coca-Cola Beverages Florida. And I would love for you to also check out our new page on sustainability at coca-colaflorida.com/sustainability.
Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. And thank you to all of our presenters today and all of the nominees from the City of Orlando, the City of Tampa, Sarasota County, FDEP, and the Florida Recycling Partnership, and again to Jennifer with Coca-Cola Beverages of Florida.